Hello and welcome back to another great edition of the MHS Coaches Show. Eric Myers, Ryan Lindley. We are here after a little bit of an extended break. We got an extra day yesterday, right?
Extra day yesterday. This is going to be maybe a little shorter version of the show. We had a few events canceled here and there, but obviously we're back. We got some sports to talk about. We got a bunch of sports coming up over the next couple of weeks with some big games and big events.
But I think the biggest thing that might have happened, I think we have two really big things that happened over the weekend, but the biggest thing was our boys bowling team. Right?
Yeah, regional champs right here in Morton in Potter's Alley. They defend their regional title. They're regional champs. They get to advance to the sectionals at Rockford. So really exciting. And they'll get ready for, it's not, because of the short week and whatnot, it's a quick turnaround. They are going to go Friday night. They'll get a practice round and then Saturday sectionals.
Well, there we go. So congrats off to them. Great start there, and thanks for being a great host, Potter's Alley out there. Our other big news, let's jump to the court, right? So we played Washington last week. How did that go?
Yeah, boys basketball game against Washington. Huge game, right? Because you need it to stay in first place in the Middle Illini. Washington was tied for second with Metamora. Game was, the Potters took actually a decent lead at the end of the third quarter. Washington stormed back, tied the game 55-55 with about 20 seconds left, and then the Potters win it at the buzzer. Wes Gudeman, three-pointer, sends the Potters 58-55 winners, staying in first place.
I think we should probably watch that. So let's go watch that clip right now.
Gus slows it down, in control here. He's going to get a screen from Wes, and he's going to, I assume, start this with about 8 seconds. Here he goes. Gus, Vanderheit on him. Gus to the hoop. Gets across court side with Stephen. Wes Gudeman open for three in the win. Good! Wes Gudeman at the buzzer. And the Potters 58-55. They beat the Panthers. They stay in first place. And Wes Gudeman is going to be mobbed.
He's being mobbed. I love it.
What a game for Wes. That caps it with 26.
Wow.
Fantastic ball game.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to tell you, Troy, this might have been one of the most exciting finishes I've seen.
Oh, my gosh. I tell you what, I love the Metamora game. I called that game, a month or so ago, and that was awesome. But, wow.
Well, as you can see there, the pandemonium in the Potter Dome was just right there. The energy is electric, and the Potters are rolling.
Yeah, now, right, they've got themselves almost 20 wins. They're 7-0 in the Middle Illini. They've got a huge game in about 5-6 days against Metamora, which will potentially determine first place. If the Potters win, they're in first place by themselves. If they lose, they'll be tied with Metamora going into that second half of the season, really a stretch run of the season. So some big games coming up.
Yeah, but speaking of big games coming up, I think this weekend we play Canton. Is that correct?
That is correct. Canton this weekend. That's a game that obviously the Potters are fairly strongly favored in. But I think it's a good game because they got that one. Then you got a game at the Metamora shootout against Niles North, and then you play Metamora at Metamora on Tuesday. So again, it's all about building up to that big one on Tuesday.
Yep. So lots of momentum right there. So as always, watch NFHS Network, Morton Potter TV, or come out to the Potter Dome and support your Potters. Now let's shift over to the girls' side. So what's going on there? Our girls are really rolling right now in the Middle Illini.
Yeah, so they're in second place in the Middle Illini. They got the same number of wins as Washington. Washington's 7-0. We're 7-1. But obviously,
that lost to them.
Yeah, do have that loss to Washington. We'll get a second chance at them later in the year. I think that's
circled on the calendar. Coach Becker right there.
February 8th or 9th. I'd have to double check the exact date. But circle that one on the calendar. That'll be a big one. Just got a big win over Canton though, 49-30. Defense was outstanding. Coach Becker said that the goal for that game was to play their best defensive game of the year. Feel like they really kind of did that. And so they've got a couple games this week. Metamora on Thursday, and then Galesburg in the Potter Dome on Saturday.
Which is a really big game because Galesburg's in that top 10 mix in the state. Very similar regional draws. So, those are tough, right? And that's a game we want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the regional sectional that we could potentially be in, you got 4 or 5 really good teams. Galesburg's one of them, and we're one of them too, right?
You could argue that probably the best teams in the state are in our sectional bracket.
Yeah, Lincoln's in there. They've been consensus number 1, maybe unanimous number 1, honestly.
Point of clarification there. We're the team that Lincoln has played the closest all season. Yeah. So that's good for us.
That is good for us. So they're in there. Peoria High is in there. Richwoods is in there, Galesburg's in there, we're in there. So beating Galesburg, what would be huge about it is the odds then are greatly increased that you're rated ahead of them when those sectional seeds come out.
And I think we're going for that 2 seed right there right now. Peoria Central lost to Guyton, so that's kind of hurting them a little bit. But we're right there. So
absolutely.
You want to avoid Lincoln for as much as possible. Trying to think, what else? Oh, we got boys swimming, right?
Let's talk boys swimming just for a second.
Another record.
Yeah, boys swimming consistently getting school records. Just really impressive there. Really excited about that program as a whole. And just the fact that, I mean, obviously some great swimmers, obviously in the co-op with East Peoria and Washington, but our Morton kids seem to be making big contributions.
Yeah, they're going to be heading up to LaSalle Prairie this week, so if you see them out there, best of luck. Speaking of best of luck, our Morton wrestlers had their senior night last Thursday night, so great job to all of you out there, and I think they're approaching the postseason too, right?
Yeah, they're approaching the postseason as well. Wrestling, you know, kind of similar. We talked a lot in the spring about like cross country, and we talk about track in the let's put it this way: cross country in the fall, track in the spring. Wrestling is kind of the similar version of that in the winter, in that they're approaching the postseason, but you've got, you know, obviously if the team element of that with regionals, but you also have the ability to get out of it with individuals who can qualify. And so, you know, we got the opportunity, I think, kind of talking to Coach Henderson, where we could he's definitely anticipating we get some individuals that are going to move beyond the regional round and get a chance for sectional, state, etc. But the opportunity maybe presents itself for the first time in a while to maybe advance the team out as well.
So best of luck to our wrestling Potters as we go in and support them. Again, everything can be found on il8to18.com, all of our schedules and everything. As well as for us, if you like us, more at Morton Potter TV on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. The more people know about Morton sports, the better. We love to share it out there. Anytime if you can't make it to the Potter Dome, always check out the MHS network. Our crew at MPTV does an awesome job producing all of these videos for y'all. So, Coach Little, any final thoughts?
Just real quick, game times. If you're going to come out on Friday night for the boys against Canton, that's a 7 p.m. start. And if you're headed out to the Potter Dome on Saturday for the Galesburg game for the girls, that is a 6:30 p.m. start.
Always differences right there. So, for American Myers, until next time, thank y'all.